I want to talk about Caleb Williams. He caught a lot of flack for this the other day. There was the photo of him, what appeared to be his pink phone, some fingernails or jewelry or whatever. Y'all saw the video of him. I think it was at a practice or whatever, talking about all of that. Look, my thing is, as undisputed world champ has always said. Oh, we got Grant in the building. Shout out to Grant, man. How you
What's
doing,
good,
bro?
y'all?
Oh,
Apologies for the lateness. Was at church. Happy Good Friday to y'all. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
happy Good Fridays, brother.
Happy Good
Good
Friday,
Friday.
bro.
We just talking about Caleb Williams.
Oh
And
my God.
in the words of my man, undisputed world champ, regarding the GQ outfit, which we have it right here, or regarding all the other things to Caleb Williams, I feel like that should not be an excuse or a reason not to draft him number 1 overall. Look, if you don't want to draft Caleb Williams, and again, Champ and I, we agreed. We felt like they shouldn't have traded Justin Fields. They should have traded the number 1 overall pick. Get yourself some offensive linemen. I cannot tell y'all what Champ has said often on my show and on other shows. Quarterback cannot throw behind his back. So if you pair the Bears with some offensive linemen to help out Justin Fields, who knows? Justin Fields could work out. But the Chicago Bears had the second consecutive number 1 overall pick. Caleb Williams is often compared to Patrick Mahomes. So they feel like because of the comparisons, they don't want to miss out on a talent like him. So, Donnie, I'm going to let you go first. Do you have a problem with Caleb Williams with the painted fingernails or whatever? Do you still feel like he's the quarterback that Chicago should go forward with the number 1 overall pick? What says you?
As the great Mike Tomlin once said, we do not care. Who cares, man? Who cares what he dresses like? Who cares what he does? I don't care, man. Are you a good person at heart? Yes, he is. Are you a good leader of the team? Every single person that I've talked to that has inside sources say Caleb Williams is a wonderful human being and everybody loves him. And people always make fun of the nail polish stuff. What they don't know is that the nail stuff, his mother owns a nail salon and it supports her business, and it also supports his charity, which is mental health awareness, which in today's world is very important. So yeah, maybe do your research before clowning the guy. I'm not too sure. Dude, who cares, man? Like, he's a good guy at heart. And listen, he's cocky. No doubt about it. There's no doubt that this dude's cocky. But guess what? Most athletes are. Most of them are. A good amount of quarterbacks are cocky that are talented as well. Brett Favre had a big mouth. Big Ben had a big mouth. Aaron Rodgers is a diva. Guess what? He's one of the 5 best quarterbacks to ever play the sport. Who cares? Like, he can be cocky. You know why he can be cocky? Because he's always been the guy. He was a 5-star recruit coming out. One of the most hyped up recruits we have seen. His first game His first game overtaking Spencer Rattler for that starting job in the middle of this game, down 4 scores. You know what he does? He backpacks them and just annihilates Texas, man. He was the reason they won. He was dropping those crazy throws over the middle. He hit Marvin Mims on that crazy sideline throw. He was the one who, this first play, 75
touchdown run. Yeah.
He was the one who made those plays because he is so remarkably talented. Is he a perfect prospect? No one is. No one's a perfect prospect. He has problems, yes, but god damn, man, it's so just stupid. Everyone's just saying this stuff. They're like, oh, he's just so weird and no one likes everyone that I've talked to. And I have a good amount of people who are decently close to that organization, with that university, especially with that football team. Everyone I've talked to says Caleb is a wonderful person. He's got a mouth and he's cocky. Is he not allowed to be? This dude won a Heisman, 5-star recruit, and now he's going to be the number 1 pick. Now,
Mhm.
unfortunately, you do have to back it up. But luckily, I don't question his work ethic. I know he's a hard worker because, once again, based on the people I've talked to, he works hard. He loves the sport. I don't have any questions, man. He is a one-of-a-kind player with very rare abilities. This whole nail polish, dress, blah, 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 it's stupid. He's going number 1 overall, and the Bears are going to be happy because he's going to be the best quarterback they've ever had.
Yeah, I hope it turns out well for Chicago because again, historically, who's the best quarterback? I mean, the best quarterback they have in this generation is Jay Cutler, and
Which is sad, and that's sad.
that's
That's depressing.
that is
depressing.
more than depressing. Depressing
That's
is an
just
understatement.
pathetic.
God,
That's not even sad. It's pathetic.
straight trash.
By the way,
Dog water trash.
you could argue Jay Cutler's best year, by the way, was on Denver, not even on Chicago. That's
You
what
mean the
makes
08-09 season?
yeah, like that makes it even worse. That the fact his best season is arguably in Denver, like that just
Oh,
makes it so
by
much
the way,
worse.
champ, before I let Grant go, remember the comparison you gave Jay Cutler?
Yeah. I mean, Jeff George.
Yeah.
Yeah, modern day Jeff George. And
That
trust
is
me, I
actually
know
not a crazy. That is actually not a crazy comparison. I
And
never thought about that.
And
That's
Frank, you
good.
know I'm telling the truth because remember that year he played for Atlanta. He was an interception machine. So,
Oh,
Grant, what's your
damn! I never thought
Caleb
about that.
Williams?
That's so good.
Oh my god. All right, look, this is my thing with it. This whole draft, all these so-called draft analysts, 95% of the time when you hear them talk about Caleb Williams, it's something that happened outside of his footballing ability. That's the thing that I hate. Because if you're gonna call him out as a player, but you're gonna not say anything about his ability to play, but you're gonna call him out on the other stuff, it just feels like a double standard. Because if this was any other dude doing this, and they were doing this at his position, I bet you there wouldn't be a peep. But because he's doing all this outside stuff, look, this is basically what Donnie said. I don't care if he paints his fingernails. I don't care if he's got a pink cell phone case. And if you saw on Twitter the argument he had with Jack Mack from Barstool when he responded to a tweet about it, he said, pink phone case is crazy, not gonna lie. And then Caleb responded back, your profile picture is crazy, not gonna lie. And he was like, touche. And I'm like, I'm just at a point with it where it's like, this man is arguably the best QB prospect I've seen in a long time. And I think a lot of people are taking advantage of that by calling him out on stuff that he does on the outside. So, because if you took the time to look at the film, he is an amazing player. And he deserves the number 1 pick. And everyone's thought, and at this point, if he's going to be a Bear, they got rid of Justin Fields to send him to Pittsburgh. If they did, the whole question was, were they going to keep him? And now it's over. Mm-hmm. But I think the thing is, a lot of people are still going to look at Caleb Williams and they're still going to have something else to say. And at the end of the day, let them, because no matter what you say to some of these people, they're still talking about, like, is he mentally mature enough? Can he do this? Can he do that? It's like, no matter what he does, he's going to get criticized. And, at the end of the day, there's always going to be a hater. So this season, if he balls out and shuts all the haters up, great for him. And I'm not saying that he won't. But the draft analysis is this whole draft analysis for me has just been, we're criticizing a dude over the color of his fingernails rather over how many touchdowns he could throw. Like, it's literally been that. And so I want Caleb Williams. I'm going to be the biggest Caleb Williams fan when he gets drafted to Chicago, because I want him to shut all these haters up and make everybody who's been saying all this crap have a 360. I want to see the 360, because I bet you if he starts playing well, especially with the offense Chicago has, now that they've gotten all those new weapons for him, they're all going to do a 360. And they're all going to say, oh, I was behind Caleb Williams. And I just can't wait to pull up the receipts.
Absolutely.
I have countless screenshots of all the Caleb Williams stuff. I made sure to save it. I literally have a file on my computer with over 100 comments, because when he becomes good, I'm posting them all just so I could see their reaction.
Make sure you post them all on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, so that all that gets exposed. And I hope
Boom.
for Caleb Williams, I hope he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh
Even
my
though
god! If he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, they're gonna be sick. It's gonna be
He could
hilarious.
too, man. In Chicago, like, okay, this is going to be a bit off topic, but like, Chicago is a good team to go to. Out of all the teams in the top 10, Chicago is the best situation to go to for a rookie quarterback. You look at the situation. Listen, a lot of people are going to say, you know, Fields wasn't working with much. And listen, Caleb is walking into a better situation than Fields did, but I really don't think this team is that bad. You have a good tackle duo with Braxton Jones at left tackle. You drafted Darnell Wright to play right tackle, who was arguably the best rookie tackle last year. And then, you know, you have DJ Moore. You have Keenan Allen who can play in the slot. What if you draft Roma Dunze at number 9? What if you take another receiver? And guess what? Not only that, you have Cole Kmet. You have guys in the backfield. And now you have Caleb Williams. All I'm saying is this is the best situation I think a number 1 overall pick has walked into in a long time. Because you look at the recent number 1 overall picks. Bryce Young walked into a dumpster fire. Trevor Lawrence walked into a dumpster fire. Burrow, not as bad as the others, but still pretty messy. Kyler, holy shit, did he walk into a bad situation. Baker, terrible, man. The Browns that didn't win a game, you know? Like, this is the best situation a number 1 overall pick has ever walked into, at least in a long time. Let him cook, man. Let him cook.
Kenny, I'm gonna let you go. What's your thoughts about Caleb Williams, Kenny?
Hey man, this is coming from a Chicago native, somebody who's actually been watching Caleb since Oklahoma. And mind you, I got a homie. He goes to the University of Oklahoma, and he's declaring for the NFL draft with Caleb. His name's Isaiah Cole.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we went to Homo Flossmore together. So this is my whole thing about the whole Caleb situation. And here's my thoughts on the analysts. And I know I'm gonna try to keep it PG. No, I'm going to keep it PG because me and Champ had these conversations and PSP. So I promise I won't do too much. But
Okay.
man, honestly, these analysts, like when it comes to Caleb, it's been getting really ridiculous. Like what's the name? Well, like Donnie said, like bro. Let the man be, like, let him be himself. Like he don't know y'all don't know him. And for y'all to be up in his business like this, it's just so mind blowing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Caleb's been showing these signs since he was at Oklahoma when Spencer Rattler was playing like trash, and he came into that situation, and Oklahoma just turned out to be this amazing team as soon as he stepped onto the fucking team. Sorry for my language, by the way. And then
That's
on
all
top
good.
of that, he
Oh,
goes.
is that Lewis?
Is that my son?
I will. You know what? That you about to get a swear word out of me. Not don't.
Yeah.
Hey, calm down.
I'm trying to keep PG.
Proceed,
But-
Kenny.
But no, and then the next year, the man goes to USC. I've been telling people ever since he got to USC. I said this man is going to win the Heisman. I said he's better than CJ. I said he was better than Drake May. I said he was better than Bo Nix. And mind you, everybody was saying CJ Stroud was better. CJ Stroud was better. And yes, CJ Stroud is amazing. I'm not denying that. But as an overall quarterback, and you know what Caleb Williams done that year, his Heisman year, I'm like, I tried to tell y'all that this was the best quarterback in college right now, and y'all thought I was capping when I said that. So, but that's besides the whole point. I think what these analysts need to do, they just need to focus on Caleb's gameplay and just, let the man, be himself, because, you're not going anywhere with this at the end of the day. Like, what are you proving? So it's like, bro, like, just cut it out.
All right, Lewis. What's your thoughts about Caleb Williams? Now, we've had discussions about Caleb Williams. You thought the criticism of Caleb Williams has gone too far with the fingernails, the other things with Caleb. What's your thoughts about Caleb? Do you think the Chicago Bears should draft him with the number 1 overall pick now that they traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers? What's your thoughts about it, man?
I mean,
Wait, hold on. Can I say this one last thing? I also feel like some of these analysts have a crush on Caleb Williams because there's no way y'all have this man's name in y'all mouth 24/7. But carry on, Lewis.
Oh, Jack Mack. But
Um. So my bad. It's been a long day. So you want my thoughts if Chicago should draft Caleb Williams and what I think about Caleb Williams as a quarterback?
Both.
Both. Okay. So yeah, absolutely, they need to draft Caleb Williams. You traded away Justin Fields, so now I mean, kind of inevitable. Just take the best quarterback available, for sure. Like he's walking into one of the best situations a rookie quarterback has ever had. In terms of Caleb Williams, I'm not going to act like I knew who Caleb Williams was before USC. I saw some highlights of him about a couple weeks ago of him in OU. I believe they benched Spencer Rattler for
The Texas game.
Yeah, I don't understand why OU didn't try to keep him around. He looked way better than Rattler. Like I don't know, he looked a little more poised. But
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about Lewis after you done.
But I think everybody's gonna say how Caleb is as a quarterback. I just found out he's Hispanic descent. Me being Puerto Rican, I'm gonna be biased towards Caleb now. So hopefully he does well. But I really want to talk about the criticism because this is just absolutely bonkers. And I'm going to keep my cool. It's been a rough day, so I'm not as hot as I would be. I just think it's stupid. Like, are we still in like the early 2000s where we're associating certain colors with female? Like pink is my favorite color, like my personal favorite color. Does that make me like attracted to the opposite sex? Like, are we really doing this? Like, I don't paint my fingernails personally, but we're gonna act like rock stars and pop stars don't paint their fingernails. Like, there's a whole bunch of rock stars and pop stars that are straight as hell and they paint their fingernails. I personally don't get it. I think it's stupid. Me personally, doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter your ethnic background, doesn't matter about your sexuality. If this man can roll out of the pocket, if he's athletic enough to get a first down, if he has a very strong arm to make that deep throw, to make them big plays, which he's capable of, if he's capable of reading a defense, if he's capable of improvising, if he's capable of sitting in the pocket and taking some hits so that he can make a play, it really shouldn't matter if he's gay or not. You mean to tell me if Aaron Donald was gay, you wouldn't want Aaron Donald on your team because he was gay? No, that's absolutely stupid. The whole point of football or the whole point of the NFL is to get the best team assembled no matter what. The whole goal is to win a Super Bowl. I don't care about his sexuality, if he's gay. I don't care if his favorite color is pink. Right on, because that's my favorite color. I generally don't care. It's football. Don't care. Does he check off all the boxes of a quarterback? Yes, he's one of the more generational prospects we've seen. Yes, I don't care. Draft Caleb Williams. God damn. And plus, guys like Caleb Williams are trendsetters anyways. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a whole bunch of people in Chicago, not you, Kenny, but wouldn't be surprised if people in Chicago start painting their nails too to support Caleb Williams if he, brings some light to the city.
The reason why they didn't start him right away, Lewis, is because Spencer Rattler coming into the season in 2021, he was the early favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, and he was also in the discussion for the number 1 overall pick.
He's not a bad quarterback by any means.
Boy, what a time that was.
Right. But I think it started getting to him, particularly the West Virginia game, Saturday Night Football against West Virginia, and Oklahoma was at home at that game. And I can remember the OU fans chanting, "We want Caleb, we want Caleb."
Yeah, I remember that game.
But once he was struggling in that game against Texas, suddenly Caleb Williams, they needed a spark, they needed a plus. And to me, what it reminded me of, to some extent, Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts, because in 2020, Carson Wentz in that year, he struggled. He led the NFL in turnovers. And for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts provided a spark or a plus to that team. Shout outs to Jalen Hurts. He also played a little bit at OU. Hey, OU. Love me some OU. But when I look at Caleb Williams, you know what? I'm going to let Champ and BRF go first. Whoever the two wants to go first before I go in further.
Before they go, I'm sorry. Like I said, this whole thing is just ridiculous. Like, I think everybody's just overreacting. Like you overreacting because the phone of the case of his phone is pink. Are we really doing that? We overreacting because he has a fuzzy keychain. Like, come on, man. Like, man. It's
I
just
agree.
stupid. It's just stupid. Man.
I agree. I agree, Lou.
Caleb, if you want to come to Miami, pack your bags, man. We'd love to have you, man.
No, you can't. You're already about to
Pack
give
your-
Tua a long-term contract.
Enjoy Tua for 50
My
more years.
prayers for you.
I'd rather
Lewis.
enjoy Tua than enjoy. It could be worse. It could be worse.
At least
Hey,
you don't have Derek Carr as your quarterback, but I digress.
Hey.
Champ,
Go ahead,
Champ, go,
I'm
Champ,
happy
go
with my quarterback.
ahead. I'm finna hop back in a few seconds. Champ, you go ahead.
all right, then. Look here. To all you NFL analysts talking about the color pink, I can tell none of y'all listened to Cameron back in the early 2000s. I can tell none of y'all listened to Fat Joe back in the early 2000s. I can tell none of y'all listened to hip hop back in the early 2000s. I know I did, and I was wearing pink all the time. I had a pink button down. I had pink shorts. I had pink shoes on. I ain't gonna lie, and I would dare you to run up on me, especially back then, because I was a loose cannon. But I digress. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Wearing the color pink ain't nothing, man. People wear the color pink for breast cancer wellness. People wear that for sick people, regardless of, and as Donnie said, mental health awareness and things of that nature. Stop trying. I'm gonna say this. It's kind of like when you walk into the house. It's kind of like when you walk into the house, you're a little kid, and the whole house clean, yet your parents want to be mad at you for no reason. You ever had that day? And that's what it feels like, these NFL analysts. You want to be mad so bad that you will find the most nitpickiest thing to be mad at. Oh, he's a great quarterback. He has no character issues. I really can't find anything wrong with him, so let's attack the way he dresses. Nobody cares, man. Like I said, a lot of hip-hop stars wear the color pink. Hell, some of our favorite bands, from Guns N' Roses to Alice Cooper, a little bit of everybody has worn the color pink. You don't see them jumping on their case. And number two, this is 2023. Regardless, man, if you are nitpicking on me wearing a color, I really feel sorry for you, because we've seen some of the most artists, some of the most outrageous, outlandish stuff in the world. And we didn't just start seeing this, man. We saw it back in the 90s, man. I'm not going to steal nobody's thunder. You know what I'm talking about. But the thing is, we've seen a hell of a lot worse than this. And my thing is, stop trying to look for something to be mad at when there's nothing to be mad at. Caleb Williams, he's a great quarterback. Hey, we thought they was going to make a run at the Natty this year. Unfortunately, they didn't. Other quarterbacks came out of that that conference, and it was what it was. Unfortunately, they had the offensive package, but they didn't have any defense out there. Tough luck. But the thing is this, man, stop trying to criticize. And it goes back to what I said earlier. Stop disrespecting the new generation. Let these young men live. If they want to go out there and wear modified dashikis, let them do it. I mean, I don't knock the young generation high. And the thing is, they're not just doing it to Caleb Williams. Remember, they did it to Cam Newton. Who on teams? Who have the teams meeting?
I don't know.
That's not me.
That ain't me.
Oh no, that was my computer. My fault.
That
That was my computer. That was my computer.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
No, that was my computer. That was my computer.
Yeah,
My
that scared me.
bad.
But look, man, stop trying to criticize these young men, man. We've seen a heck of a lot worse, man. We've seen people wear pink before. We saw Cameron with a whole pink car before, man. This guy had a pink Range Rover back in the early 2000s. And you definitely wouldn't run it up on Cameron. So all of this stuff where you just trying to find something wrong with someone just for the sake of saying, hey, I think he's going to drop in the draft just to create clickbait. And that's all that is. You're trying to create clickbait. You're no different from anybody on any social media platform trying to create something that's really not there. It's all clickbait. It's all you know what. Stop trying to create clickbait just for the sake of doing it. If you find something on the young man, then let that be that. But until then,
thank you.
zip it and shut up and stop always coming around here with this unorthodox bull mess trying to find something wrong. It's like I said, it's no different from, like I said, every last one of you guys can attest to this. You coming in the house on a Saturday morning, the whole house smell like Clorox, and they still tell you to go mop the rug. Come on, guys. I mean, enough's enough. Stop trying to create clickbait when there's no character issue. This is arguably the most cleanest draft that we've had. Last year we had the Jalen Carter situation, and the year before, nearly every year we had that one guy with character issues. We had that one guy with character issues that was scheduled to go number 1, number 2, but because of character issues, his draft stock went down. This is arguably the cleanest draft that I have personally seen. And I've seen Warren Sapp. I've seen a lot of guys come through the NFL. This is arguably the cleanest draft where I can honestly say I'm not hearing about anybody with no character issues. Stop trying to create character issues where there are none. That is sad. Y'all are 50-year-old men trying to criticize these young men for wearing pink and wearing fashion. And they don't do that to just him. They do it to Cam Newton. Look how he dressed. Did he get his coach fired? Did he get arrested? Does he smoke marijuana? Does he do any of this other stuff? No. So please be quiet.
Couldn't agree with you more.
I want to ask this real quick, and then just real quick. Would you rather have the stuff that Caleb does, or would you rather have a Johnny Manziel or Jamarcus Russell?
This ain't even worth a question.
Give me Caleb, man.
I mean, I don't need. My thing is, like I said, they don't just do that to him. They don't just do it to Caleb. He ain't the first guy. Remember, they used to criticize Cam Newton when he was in the league. Look how he dresses. Okay, what does that have to do with his maturity? Look how immature he dresses. Okay, what does that have to do with his immaturity? Well,
Champ, you're forgetting another quarterback.
Who?
Remember C.J. Stroud? Remember all the criticism that he got last year? Remember his Wonderlic score? Remember how he had the lowest score from the Wonderlic score?
And that Wonderlic
and the Panthers really took that and said, "We want the guy at the higher one." And how did that turn out?
The C.J. Stroud was getting criticized, and
that Wonderlic test ain't worth the salt in the bread.
C.J. Stroud was getting criticized, and I'm pretty sure it was either CBS or Fox Sports. Like he was getting criticized for sharing Bible verses because he's a Christian male. And
no, it was NBC.
NBC, and they cut out the Bible verse that he said. Like they cut that out of the interview. Like he was getting criticized for that. It's like, bro,
there's so much stuff that the media does that I could sit here for like an hour and just rant about it and just say how much it pisses me off. Like as someone who wants to be an NFL scout one day, as someone who works really hard with the NFL draft every single year to do all this, it's so embarrassing to see these other people that I looked up to when I was younger, and I said, I want to be like you and be in that position, to just see them say the dumbest stuff and see them act such like children. Like, it's so sad, man. It's pathetic. It's just stupid.
This is going to sound like a horrible comparison, but this kind of, and I don't know if this is going to sound right or not, but this is a lot of what I felt like when the Boss was coming up into the draft. Because remember when he was at Oklahoma and they gave him so much flack just because of like, not just for like, his hairstyle, but just like the stuff he did off the field. And this was just not even before he got drafted. And it's not like to the level like of what Caleb's doing. But I noticed, because I feel like what happens is sports media has become so toxic that if you slip up once or if you have one bad thing about you, they will latch onto that one thing like a leech and they will run it through. That's how it's been. Like, it's just, that's the unfortunate situation of it. And for Caleb, I think this is, for me, I think this is going to motivate him more. Because he's seeing all these people talk all this trash. He's going to be like, I'm going to shut all these people up and prove to them that I can play a position.
And Grant, this isn't the only, like, Caleb isn't it's not only just the NFL media as well. It's happening with the NBA media. Like, I remember when the Golden State Warriors were interested in like bringing in Dwight Howard for like a workout so he could be their backup center because they needed a big. And this was when Dwight Howard was having like said relations with another male, and the media was pushing like, oh, like he sleeps with another man. The fuck that got to do with him being my backup center? I need him to rebound. I need him to play defense. I don't care where he lays his wood. That's not my business.
Hey,
that's
yo.
not my business.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. It's all
I
good.
I don't care what he does. That's not my business.
No, I agree. BRF, are you still down, man? Because we want to hear what you have.
Yeah,
to say.
I'm here. Yeah, I pretty much agree. I pretty much agree with everything that's been said. I think it's dumb. I really think it's stupid. Like what should what he wear his nails and stuff. What they got to do with what he does on the field? That should have absolutely nothing to do with what he does on the field at all. And I just think I don't know. I mean, they find something, they flip it, and they twist it, and they try to use it against a certain player to try to knock his draft stock down. And like what he wears should have absolutely no bearing with what he does on the football field at all. I mean, this is arguable. Yeah, I think, and the way that they're building the Bears offense right now is really helping him come into it, because I feel like right now it's a no-brainer. They have to take him number one at this point. I mean, you can't build this offense up the way you have just to sign some screw.
Oh, man.
No, he's having some technical difficulties.
We can't agree though. All Caleb has to do is give the ball to the ball to the playmakers. He has a lot of playmakers on his team, or
More than
soon to
Justin
be
Fields
team.
had, but that's a whole
Yeah,
different conversation.
that's-
But
I mean,
my thing, but my
We're
thing
kind
is this.
it's unfortunate, but this is the reality now.
But I will say this though, Chicagoans, people in Chicago,
Chicagoans, I love it.
Chicagoans. I'm sorry. For those who want to question Caleb Williams, I will remind you of a certain athlete who used to play in Chicago.
Jeez.
I
him.
forgot it. Now I'm gonna have
nightmares. Thanks,
Thanks,
forgot about Dennis
PSP.
Rodman.
Now I'm gonna have nightmares of that.
I forgot about Dennis Rodman. Good
Oh,
lord.
Oh, man, and at one point he was just as popular, if not more popular than Michael Jordan.
Yes,
I'm gonna go
absolutely.
blind.
John
If he-
Sally
I'm gonna
said
go
it
blind.
in
I'm
the
gonna look like Champ
documentary
now.
Rodman for better or for worse. 96, 97, 98.
Don't miss
And
my
Dennis Rodman,
eyesight.
people
Thanks,
forget
Dad.
he was a bad boy, not only on the court, off the court.
Hey,
He was with the baddest women, Madonna. He married Carmen Electra at one point. You know, he was that type of dude.
And he was
that
in
man,
the
friends,
NWO.
that man is friends with
Yes.
Kim Jong Un. I'm not messing with him.
All right,
Because if I
folks.
say something bad, oh yeah.
No, I actually saw Dennis Rodman one time at the Livingston Mall. He was with his group, large group, man. People were in awe when Dennis Rodman walked into the Livingston Mall. I was out there at the time just going to grab like a Cinnabon. He has, man, there's something. Dennis Rodman is a good
When are you
dude,
never
man.
getting a Cinnabon, man? When are you never getting?
I love Cinnabon. I'm sorry. I love
Cinnabon is so
Cinnabon,
good. Though.
huh?
Cinnabon is good, so it's so good.
it is good though.
I mean, hey,
Um,
if this is taking Caleb's draft stock, come on over, man. Come on over. We'd love to have you, man. Come on over.
All right,
Fall to
let's